All right, hey everybody, welcome. It's Rob at Bestseller Publishing, and this is a retake because Zoom shut down on me, but good to see all of you. I have a great training for you. I'm going to be going off the screen. I'm going to be sharing some things that we're actively doing in LinkedIn and talking through exactly how you can use your best-selling book in conjunction with LinkedIn to attract high-ticket clients. So if you're a consultant, if you're a coach, or maybe you're starting a new consultancy, if you're selling high-ticket, whatever it is, LinkedIn is a great place to find really good B2B opportunities, right? If you're selling to businesses or you're coaching businesses or even individuals, you can target very, very well on LinkedIn. It is obviously considerably different than Facebook. It's much more manual, laborious. It requires more manual labor, which can be done by a virtual assistant or can be done by you. So I'm going to take some time and I'm going to share all of that with you, including what we're doing right now in the business. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Do me a favor. You should be able to see my screen, which is my LinkedIn profile. Just let me know that you can see that. Give me a thumbs up, somebody. Beverly's nodding. Thank you, Joan. Okay, awesome. So we're going to go to my LinkedIn in just a second. I'm actually going to share with you stuff that I'm doing. But before we do that, I'm going to bring out my trusty white pad because I want to make sure that you understand what this premise is based on. I did a training during the challenge, but also some months back on how, if you're starting a brand new consulting agency, consultancy, or coaching program or whatever, how you can go from zero to $264,000 in a year, which is a little more than $20,000 a month, very, very simply without ever having to master paid advertising or traffic or any of that. And I gave you several premises or premises to work from. First was we wanted to focus on the math. And the math was that you needed 4 new clients, which is 1 client per week, at a $3,000 price point, which that equals $12,000 per month, right? Now, this was somebody that you were going to help for a period of 6 to 8 weeks, get some kind of result. I'm not going to go into great depth on this because you can go back and watch that training if you wish. I just want to go through the basics of it. Number 2, you are then going to take one of these successful 4 people and you are going to upsell them. You're going to try to upsell everybody, but 25% conversion rate is, you know, quite honestly, very low, certainly conservative. So if you upsold one of those people to your $10,000 ongoing program, that's an additional $10K per month or $22K per month, which would equate to this $264,000. Okay. One of the things that I told you was that you needed to get 1 new client a week. You were going to need 5 pre-qualified people to speak to weekly. Okay. 5 pre-qualified people to speak to weekly, and you would close 1 out of those 5, which is about a 20% closing rate on a consultative call. Now, honestly, I think you'll close a lot more than that. I'm trying to be very, very conservative in my numbers. Remember, we're only talking about a $3,000 offer. This is not a $30,000 offer like Bestseller Publishing has. So we only need about a 20% conversion rate. And with that, we'll need 5 calls per week with pre-qualified individuals. Okay. So this is the premise of what we're going to be discussing today, which is how do we get those 5 pre-qualified calls per week? And I'm going to share one methodology. I gave you 3 different methodologies on the training, but I'm going to share one methodology that is working very, very well for us in the very early stages, which is LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn. Now, here's the thing about LinkedIn, and I am going to show you. In fact, I have people that are responding to me right now, which I don't want, because I have things that I want to share with you. And I'm going to share kind of the good, the bad, you know, and the ugly, if you will, of what we're doing right now on LinkedIn. As I shared before about LinkedIn, there's there's a lot of manual labor involved with LinkedIn, which is different than what we do on Facebook and what we do on Instagram. What we do on Facebook and Instagram is basically we are advertising our services using a number of things, a free plus shipping funnel where I offer my book for free. All someone has to do is pay $7.95 for shipping. Then they get a number of upsells and downsells on that book. You can see we're doing that right now. This is my ClickFunnels account. And so, we've sold 21 books so far this month, 5 days. So it's, it's only one small thing that we're doing, but we're selling 4 or 5 books per day. And then people are buying the upsells, the downsells. As you can see, $665 in gross sales. That's because they're purchasing other things, right? They're buying the $47 audio book and training. They're buying the $297 BSP University. But ultimately, what I am interested in is getting those people on one-to-one calls with my author development coaches, Austin, David, Randy, etc. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to get them as much as possible, the most pre-qualified people on the phone with them, because their time is valuable. And I want to make sure that they're helping the people that want the help and that are the kind of people that we can actually help. So LinkedIn, again, different than Facebook and Instagram because it's not a great advertising platform as of yet. Okay. We've tried advertising on LinkedIn. The cost per book sale is 10 times as expensive as it is on Facebook and LinkedIn. So their advertising platform doesn't work great. What does work great though, is that you can target people using their sales navigator, which is a $79 per month kind of tool upgrade. And you can do searches for everybody that considers them a coach or a consultant or a financial advisor or a dentist or a doctor or an entrepreneur, and literally be connected with and download lists of thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people. Now, what you're going to do with them is not advertise to those people. What you're going to do with those people is you're going to manually reach out to those people. Now, I am not doing this personally. I actually have a virtual assistant right now that is doing this. So I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We've only been doing this for the last week or two. Last week, we scheduled 4 calls for the author development coaches. So I didn't quite get to the 5, but it's brand new, right? And this is the kind of manual outreach that takes some time to build, right? Because you're outreaching, you're waiting for people to respond back, and that's where the conversation begins. That's where you determine whether or not this is somebody that you want to have an ongoing relationship with and maybe get into a telephone call. And at the same time, this is where they show you just how interested they are. If someone is telling us that they're not interested, until next year sometime, then we're not scheduling a call. We only want to speak to people that are interested right now. So I'm going to actually show you the script. I'm going to, as I said, good, bad, ugly, because I don't like all the things that my VA is doing here, but I'm going to show you exactly what we've been doing. And I'm also going to share with you what I would change. Now, if you were doing this for yourself, if you didn't have a VA doing it, you wouldn't be making the same mistakes that my virtual assistant is making, right? Because this is somebody that literally is in my account having a conversation with someone on my behalf, okay? You're going to do this for yourself. And by the way, the VA is only spending an hour a day to do this. So if you can spend an hour a day to do this, then you're going to be able to get even far better results than our virtual assistant is getting at this point. So I'm just going to show you a couple of these conversations and how they start. So all of these conversations are with people that are brand new to me. None of these people know me. They don't know who I am. They haven't seen my book. They haven't gotten any positioning like of knowing that I'm a Wall Street Journal bestseller or that I own Bestseller Publishing or nothing. They know nothing. They only know that I reached out to them to make a connection. Okay. So here's where it begins. This is Shanna, who is a project management program administrator. Now, number one thing is I wouldn't have had, if I were doing this myself, I wouldn't honestly have reached out to Shanna because I don't know that she is an ideal client. She's not really an entrepreneur or business owner, and that's who I am looking for. So that's the number one mistake, is she was not probably the best person for the virtual assistant to reach out to. But here's the simple script. Hi, Shanna. My name's Rob Kosberg from Bestseller Publishing. I saw that you were in the entrepreneurship space, and I wanted to shoot an invite your way. Regards, Rob Kosberg. That's it. Now, she's not really in the entrepreneurship space, but this was the script. Shanna says, hi, Rob. Thanks for the connection. I'm not your quintessential entrepreneur, but I am pursuing new opportunities. Okay. I look forward to following your post and networking further. Have a wonderful day. Next reach out. Hi, Shanna. Thanks for connecting. Because remember, we weren't even connected. So this was a connection request that went out to Shanna. And then she responded back and said, okay, I want to accept your connection. And then she said something to us. Now the conversation starts. Hi, Shanna. Thanks for connecting. I'd be interested to learn more about your business and the kind of services results you've been able to provide for your clients. Now, this is the ugly of it, right? This is what happens when you have a virtual assistant doing it instead of yourself. If the virtual assistant would have read this, probably they would not have said, tell me about your business and the results you get for your clients, because Shanna doesn't have a business. She's exploring new opportunities. That's what should have been said. I'm giving you the ugly of this. Shanna says, hi, Rob. I'm not involved in any projects at the moment, but have a few rental properties and am on an HOA board. Hope you're well and have a nice weekend. She's kind of ending the conversation, but my VA is picking it back up. Hi, Shanna. We've been connected for some time. No, we really haven't. I mean, this is another mistake. I'm giving you the ugliest one. I mean, this connection was just made on September 22nd, okay? So just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Shanna, let's see. We've been connected for some time, so I thought I would check in and see how things are going for you. Best, Rob. Hi, Rob. I'm well. I have a second round interview coming up, so I'm happy about that. Also, I'm busy studying for an exam, staying safe. I said, again, VA. Hi, Shanna. All thank you. I'm not sure what that means. I work with people like yourself. This is like the pitch, even though she wasn't really ready for the pitch. Again, if you're doing this for yourself, you're having a more real conversation that's better. But here you go. I work with people like yourself to write, publish, and profit from having a best-selling book in their business. Most people struggle to build authority and visibility, but we're able to get you featured on podcasts, major publications, and TV, guaranteed. Does that sound of interest to you? Hi, Rob. What books have you been able to get published? I'll check them out. Thanks, Shanna. Okay. Hi, Shanna. Now, okay, there's at least some interest there. Over 1,000 clients at this point for me and BSP. Maybe the best way to learn more is for me to give you a copy of my Wall Street Journal and USA Today bestseller. And then I put a link in there now, or they put a link in there. Now, I've already talked to the VA about not doing this because I don't want to give them an opportunity to get the book until they ask for it. Okay. So she didn't ask for it. And I'm going to show you that in the next one because they've already made some adjustments to this. We're learning as we go. And then I said, let me know your thoughts on it. Now, it doesn't get worse than this one, okay? But at least you see what the script is. Now, by the way, this is the same exact script you're going to see on the next two, okay? Here's the next one, Dwight. Hey, Dwight, my name's Rob Kosberg. I saw you were in the entrepreneurship space, and I wanted to shoot an invite. Exact same thing. This is the outreach script, right? And then Dwight connects with me. Thanks, Rob. And I said, hey, Dwight, or again, the VA, thanks for connecting. It's copy and paste. I'd be interested to learn more about your business, kind of services, results you've been able to provide for your clients. Shoot me a message back here. Hey, Rob, thanks again for reaching out. I appreciate it. I'd be interested in connecting at some point to hear about your work and how you work with coaches to become authors. Okay, that's pretty good. Absolutely. The best way might be me giving you a copy of my Wall Street Journal bestseller, Publish, Promote, Profit. Interested in that? Leave it alone. Thanks, Rob. That would be great. Here you go. Boom. Link. Read some of it and let me know if you'd like a call with my author development manager to help you get your book going. That's where it was left. And by the way, this is today. This is all happening today. So this is the ugly. This is the, I mean, it's not really bad. This is maybe the bad and the ugly. This one is good, right? Not, you know, we're on a good path here, right? This is all cut and paste stuff. You would do a better job than a virtual assistant would do, but the VA is learning and I'm showing her what she needs to do and how she needs to say, but this is a great way of ending it. Now, let me just point out a couple of things. A very standard, message, like a copy and paste message to initially connect with people is totally fine, right? Hi, X name. My name is Rob Kosberg from BSP. I saw you were in the entrepreneur space and I wanted to shoot an invite. That's it. That is a great way for you to initially connect with people, whoever it is that you're trying to connect with, right? If you're trying to connect with attorneys, you would say, hi, my name is Rob Kosberg from Bestseller Publishing. I saw you were in the legal space, wanted to shoot an invite your way, right? Nothing happens, by the way, until they come back to you, they make the connection, and they say thanks, right? Or they say something back to you, right? That's when the conversation, and again, a copy and paste type conversation can begin. Something simple just to begin laying out some potato chips, breadcrumbs, so that, you know, the squirrel is eventually eating out of your hand. Horrible analogy, but you get the idea, right? I've heard this called potato chip marketing, where, you know, you have a squirrel in a tree that you really want to feed right out of your hand, but the squirrel is terrified. So, you know, you're leaving little nuggets, little potato chips, little breadcrumbs along the way as you're building a relationship. Dwight and I have no relationship. He doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know anything about bestseller publishing. So I am not positioned the way I want to be positioned with him, right? I don't want one of my author development coaches, and I certainly personally don't want to get on the phone with someone and then they say, okay, tell me what you do. That is a waste of time of a phone conversation. That is not a prospect, and that is certainly not a well-qualified prospect. Remember, that's my premise. You need 5 well-qualified prospect phone calls per week, and you'll close at least one of them in a 3K or higher offer, okay? So what we did really well here is, you know, he's asking the right questions. Hey, tell me, I want to hear more about what you do. And this is the opportunity where a lot of people really blow it, in my opinion, is they start selling themselves. They're like, oh, you know, our company does this and we're great and we're the best there is. And no. This is where your book can do all the heavy lifting for you, right? This is where your book is magic. So here I say, absolutely. The best way might be me giving you a copy of my Wall Street Journal bestseller, Publish, Promote, Profit. Are you interested in that? Okay. This was a mistake. We never want to give the book out unless they say they're interested. Then he says, yes, thanks, I'm interested. Boom. Give the book out. And what's going to happen now is the VA will follow up with Dwight in a day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever. Give him some time to read it, read a couple of chapters, and then just say, hey, did you read any of it, Dwight? What were your thoughts on it, etc. Okay? So the follow-up would happen after this. Now, let me give you the best one yet, which honestly, we didn't do a lot of things right, but this is what happens. So Michael Bergman, he is a consultant transforming teams and projects. Same exact thing. Hi, Michael. My name's Rob Kosberg from BSP. I saw you were in the entrepreneurship space. Wanted to shoot an invite. Same thing, right? Hey, Rob, thanks for the connect. I've been writing, and most of my work is through my blog at inkyourbaiteru.com. Thanks for reaching out. You know, just cold, but fine. We're getting to know each other. Again, all this done by the VA. Hi, Michael. That's awesome. And then then the VA goes into my pitch. I work with people like yourself to write, publish, and profit from having a best-selling book in their business. With having a blog, you have an amazing start. Good. Nice little nuance she used there. I like that. You would do this naturally because you're building a natural relationship with people. Okay. So again, people are reaching out right now to me because my VAs, you know, sent all these connection requests out. With having a blog, most people struggle to build authority and visibility, but we're able to get you featured, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to set you up with my author development manager who will be able to explain the process, how we're able to get you published and dig deep into what you need to write your book. When is good for you? I mean, talk about just going for the jugular here, right? I mean, this is like barely we're getting to know each other. And guess what? Hi, Rob. I do have time this afternoon. And next week early on, my email is this, my phone number is this. Michael, then before we have a phone call, our author development coaches will send out, you know this because you're a client, will send out a video that people need to watch. So the video was sent out. Michael said, I rescheduled until later in the week to be able to view the video and allow time to review. Okay, great. Hi, Michael, when did you reschedule for? Because we didn't see it. And then we just confirmed it. It happened on Wednesday. I tried to reschedule it, blah, blah, blah. I'm currently watching the video. If you can send a confirmation, I said, okay, fantastic. I will get that over to you. I'll send over. Please advise receipt of the information. Hi, yes, sorry, all received. So here's the short version. So he had a call with one of our author development coaches. That call went fantastic. We talked through our 29,000 full ghostwriting package, which does not include media and PR. He was very excited about it because he's been wanting to write a book for over 5 years. He sees how it will help explode his business. And there's a follow-up call on Thursday to be kind of the final call and see which direction we're going to go. Point being, now we're making an offer 10 times higher than the offer that I am suggesting that you could make and close 1 out of 5. I doubt that we'll close 1 out of 5. We may end up closing 1 out of 10 or 15 or 20. I don't know. But when you're speaking to qualified prospects, and honestly, if you're doing this yourself, you're going to do such a better job than a virtual assistant. But I want you to see, out of 4 calls, Michael is one of those 4. All of them very, very well qualified people. All of them in a very short period of time saw me and Bestseller Publishing as an authority in the space because of my book, because of the video, because of the conversation. They wanted calls. They knew the call. This was not a call for us to compare notes, or this was not a call for him to pitch or her to pitch me or BSP on their services. No, they know right off, right, just like was said here, going back, that this is a call for us to see if we're a fit for us to help you, right? I'd love to set you up. He'll be able to explain the process, how we're able to get you published, dig deep into what you need to write your book, when is good for you, right? Really clear. There's nothing fakey about let's have this call and see how we can work together, or I can help you and you can help me. No, no, no. This is a sales call. This is a call that is a consultative sales call, and it happened in just 3 or 4 moments of conversation back and forth, okay? So you can absolutely do this, and especially if you do it personally, and we'll do it better. Our VA will get better with this. But if you do it personally, you're not going to make the same mistakes that a virtual assistant would make, meaning that you're going to be more relatable, more personable. They're going to say something within the conversation that you're going to come back to, and you're going to say, oh, that's really good. You know, one of my recent clients did this or did that, etc. For example, if I was having this conversation, one of the things that I would absolutely do is I'd go to Michael's profile. I would learn as much as I could about Michael's profile, and I would find 4 or 5 of our clients' books that work directly in the corporate consulting space. And we've done dozens of books for clients that work with teams and work in the corporate space. So it would be easy for me to find 4 or 5 or 4 or 5 really great success stories, send him the success story ahead of time, send him information on the books that we did, and that even gives us more authority. So I'm sharing with you in one sense about the mistakes that the VA is making, but this is the price that we're paying, to be quite honest, because I don't want to be the one in LinkedIn doing the typing, okay? And eventually, I don't think you want to do that either. But if you're looking to go from 0 to $250,000 in a new consulting business, all you need is 5 of these appointments every single week, and you are going to do it. You are absolutely going to do it as long as your magic works. Okay. So let's take a minute. Oh, by the way, you can also see in my LinkedIn was grossly lacking. Like, I paid no attention to it. You can see in the last 2 weeks since we started doing it, the number of people that are viewing my profile, that are viewing my content on there, is exploding, right? It went from, 10 views a week to now 124 views a week. And it will continue growing because this is brand new. We're 2 weeks into this thing. It will continue growing, which means more and more people will begin seeing my stuff, and this will only snowball the kind of impact that it can have on setting real quality. Now, I want to answer any questions that you have, and it looks like there are a couple. I mentioned, just so I share this, I mentioned several months ago when we were getting all of our ducks in a row to do this, that you know, for those of you that don't want to do this yourself and want to have a virtual assistant or want to have somebody that actually helps with doing all of this, I am testing out this service. And if it works really well, which means we get a return on investment, they're going to make mistakes like I showed you. That stuff just happens, right? You have to teach them. You have to, work with them. That stuff doesn't bother me. There are a lot of fish in the sea. But if we get things dialed in and it really begins working for us, then I'm, basically for those of you that aren't interested in doing it yourself, this is a service that you could probably get done for $1,500 a month. And they'll set all the appointments for you and just fill your calendar with, I'm expecting, by the way, 10 to 12 appointments a week for my sales team. Remember, it's not for me, which even makes it a step more difficult. I am setting, quote unquote, in my LinkedIn profile, the VA is setting appointments, not for me, but for my team members, which some people get a little taken aback by that. I mean, I would, quite frankly, right? If I was having a conversation with someone and they said, hey, let me have you speak to a team member, I'd be like, what? But if they explained it well, I would go, okay, I get it. Say, hey, look, first talk to the team member, get the basic information from, my author development manager, and then you and I can have a conversation and take it a step further. If I heard that, I'd be okay with it. Point being, the way we're doing it is far more difficult than I think the way you would do it, unless you're running a large team. Anyway, I'll share more with you as we start to get an ROI. I want to run through this for a full month, maybe even 5 or 6 weeks with the VA, get the VA really dialed in. And if it works, great. And if you're interested in it, I will turn everything over to you. I'll show you, okay, here's the metrics, right? We're scheduling 10 to 12 appointments a week or 10 appointments a week. And 10 appointments a week means that, for 40 appointments a month, it's costing us $1,500. So we're paying $40 per appointment, which is fantastic, by the way. I mean, normally it's about 5 times that if you use regular other kinds of services. And these appointments are really high quality, the right caliber, pre-qualified people. And here's what we're spending and here's what we're making. I'll show you all of that as we get to that for those of you who are interested in having this outsourced to a team. But for those of you that aren't, and you're starting something newer and building it, then I'm laying out to you, the simple scripts that you need, and you just need to let your fingers do the walking on the keyboard. It's going to take you an hour or two a day, and if you dedicate that hour or two a day, then you're going to schedule great pre-qualified appointments with people, okay?
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. Every week, we're posting tons more content to help you to publish, promote, and profit. So go ahead and subscribe now to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is available. And if you're interested in my latest book, Publish, Promote, Profit, just go to publishpromoteprofit.com.